So it is almost 8:30, and I'm going to be hitting with Chris at Paley Tennis Center from 8:30 to 9:30, because you never, ever, ever, ladies and gentlemen, you never, ever want to go into a tennis tournament not warmed up before your warm-up. So what I personally like to do is hit about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before my first match time of tournament day. And it's nothing high pressure. I'll hit up the middle for like 20 minutes, maybe some groundy games to 11, and then warm up the volleys and then serves, and possibly even some, no, it's fast four, so maybe some fast four set or two. So I'm just wondering what your guys' pre-ritual is when it comes to a big tournament like this. Leave a comment down in the section below when I hear your guys' thoughts. But yeah, didn't get enough sleep last night, because I never do. But it is what it is. It's tournament day. Let's do this. So Paley Tennis Center has actually only 4 tennis courts. It's a very small indoor facility in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, hi, Chris.
Hi.
So we, luckily enough, got court 2, and the special thing about court 2 is it actually has a radar gun right over there. So I'm wondering if I should, and as Chris suggested, before my tournament, just throw out my arm trying to serve 125-mile-per-hour serves. Chris, should I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh, I play you. Forgot about that.
I know, right?
So you're trying to injure me.
Of course.
Okay, so just got done warming up with my possible second round opponent, Chris, and my doubles partner. It is around 9:40 right now in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and your first match is 3 p.m., so you've got some time to go home and rest. And I'm gonna shower, drink some coffee, and contemplate my existence to drive down to the northern part of Chicago in Illinois. Hopefully I leave around 10:15 to compensate for some traffic and some resting time, just listening to some music. So we split sets in our warm-up match, let's say. What do you think about Fast Four for singles specifically?
I mean, against you, it gives me the best chance. We've played a couple matches recently, and I managed to string together 4 games to, take a set. But, it's still winning a singles match is, you got to win 16 points rather than 24. It's a little more nerve-wracking playing shorter sets, a few errors. You lose a deuce point, it's no ad. So you lose, in the last set I lost 4-1 and we had 2 deuce points that didn't go my way. So, those points are so huge, and it's so difficult not to make an error when the whole game's on the line.
I think overall, so you won the first set 4-1, and then I won the second set 4-1. And I think we talked a little bit after we were done, but I think 50% of the games that we played, so 50% of the 10 games we played, so 5 games, ended up being deuce.
Yeah.
And it's just a completely different ball game. Not only is it no ad, but it's also to 4. You're like, what the hell? So
I mean, a match could be over in 20 minutes, depending on how it goes.
Exactly. 20 minutes?
I wouldn't be surprised to see a match end in 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And unfortunately, that's the format that we volunteered to play with. And by volunteer, I mean volunteer because there's no other tournaments like this to qualify for nationals where it's, a regular format. And I don't even mind 10-point tie breaks. I'd rather play out the full third set, but the 10-point tiebreak with ad scoring is much, much more, in my opinion, tennis-like than this Fast Four.
I think the one good thing is that at 3-all, you're going to play a 5-point tiebreaker. Now, the format for that final point, if it goes to 4-4, is a little bit odd.
Yeah.
It's at 4-all, I think you're going to do a racket spin. 3-all.
Racket spin?
3-all in games, 4-all in points. You're going to do a racket spin. And the person that wins the racket spin serves. That's what Michelle told me.
Okay, I'll clarify that with the tournament director.
Let's figure that out.
That seems like a little ridiculous.
Now, is the serving 1-2 back and forth?
1, 2, 2, 2. Yeah.
We'll have to ask about that too.
I think
so.
thankfully I think that's normal.
Yeah.
So I want to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think about Fast Four if you guys have ever played it? Remember, Fast Four is first to 4 games for a set. There's a tie break at 3-3, no ad scoring. And if it's 3-3, it's first to 5, win by 1. But if it's 4-4 in that set tiebreak, you spin your racket. It's a very different format. I think it was rolled out maybe, 4 or 5 years ago?
Something like that.
Probably because of time and resource constraints. Thank you, USTA. But those are my sentiments on it in a quick run overview. Let me know if you guys want me to do like a full video analysis on that on my channel. I'd be more than happy to do some research and, you know, package it up for you guys and give you my thoughts and analysis. But as always, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, and as always, say it.
Happy hitting.
Just crossed into a foreign land, South Wisconsin. This land called, I think it's called Illinois. But yeah, I'm about, I think, like 25 minutes away from the tournament site, Glenbrook Racket Club. So I'll stop vlogging while I'm driving so I don't endanger everybody around me. So I'm at Glenbrook Racket Club in Glenbrook, Illinois, which is pretty much north of Chicago by about 20-25 minutes, assuming no traffic. And I think I've been to this tennis club before when I was in juniors, because this is only about 20-25 minutes away from where I grew up in my hometown, Rolling Meadows, Illinois. So shout out to the northwest suburbs of Chicago if you guys are from there. Leave a comment down in the section below if you are from the Illinois and Chicago area. But it's kind of an industrial district, industrial part of the town, which is pretty typical. I believe it's for zoning tax breaks. And whew, it's a little bit cold. So my first match is coming up about 30 minutes. It's 12:30 p.m. right now. Still feeling pretty damn fresh from my hitting session with Chris earlier this morning in the Milwaukee area. And one thing you gotta realize is, when in Rome, you know the part of that sentence, right? So Illinois is pretty strict with the mandates of masks, which is perfectly fine. But this is the tennis club. Glenbrook Racket Club. But it was the only quiet place I could talk to you guys. So my first round match went pretty well. There are some things I didn't do so well. He's from Illinois, Chicago. I think he lives in downtown. And this is my first round match. This is the first time I played an actual Fast Four set that actually mattered. So I was, again, kind of nervous, even though I did have that warm up with Chris about 2.5 hours ago, and I'm glad I did. I could have served a little bit better. I think I double faulted, I believe 5 times, and 3 of them were in the game that I got broken. He wasn't comfortable either. The courts here are relatively fast, which is pretty normal. I still was sliding on my Court FF Asics shoes. I will leave a link to this tennis shoe review in this corner if you haven't checked it out already. If it's up, and the ball went pretty fast. My slices were actually pretty damn effective. But overall, I did win my first round, 4-0, 4-1. I believe he's around like a 7.78 UTR. I'll check and put a piece of info on what his UTR is in this video when I edit it. So it's 2 p.m. right now. The match only lasted about 45 minutes. maybe even about 35 minutes after warm-up. My ground strokes were pretty good. I got to be a little bit more aggressive on the backhand. I also got to slice just a little bit more on the backhand. It's kind of weird. I just got to come over the top at the right time. And I also want to slice a little bit just to change up the pace. My forehands were good from the baseline, but typical Mark, my forehand approach shots are absolute garbage. So there are some things I need to work on when I finally play Chris in about an hour. So we'll see when that happens. Talk to you guys soon. What's up, dude?
How's it going?
How's the drive?
Dude, it was long. Hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't. Well, you're west of Milwaukee.
I don't drive like all the Illinois people.
Aren't you from Illinois?
Originally Michigan, but yeah, I've been in Illinois a lot of my life. So
Beloit, right?
Rockford area.
Rockford?
Yep.
No, that's nowhere near Beloit. So, I mean, how do you feel about playing? And don't tell me the strategy, that'd be bad, but how do you feel about playing second round, or your first round, technically?
Yeah. I mean, it's a crappy draw, but it's going to be a challenge. Oh. And I feel better that it's fast four rather than a full set.
How many times are you going to hook me? That's the real question. Or better yet, how many tweeners are you going to hit?
Well, as far as hooking goes, I need to win 16 points a set, so I'm an accountant, so 32. Tweeners, we'll see.
See? All right.
As many as you'll film.
Should I call a line judge right away?
You probably should.
All right.
Let's be honest.
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
It's showtime, baby. There's always something to be said about playing not only your doubles partner, but also a close friend. The story between me and Chris is I've known Chris ever since I was a junior in college, and I think he's a freshman. I believe I'm 2 years older than him. And not only do we have a college connection, but we also have a business connection. He's actually my accountant that I consult with. A really good, ethical guy. And it's even more nerve-wracking because me playing him might actually mean my last 4-5 USTA tennis match because I did get bumped up. So, just absolutely nerve-wracking. But here's a pro tip. If you play a friend in some sort of official tournament setting, whether it's singles or doubles, whether you win or lose, stick around and hang out with that person, whether it's grabbing coffee or grabbing food. In this case, we got Vietnamese right down the road in Glenbrook, Illinois, which is a beautiful, beautiful suburb, by the way. And I was nervous. It also didn't help that I was waiting about 2.5 hours for the match to actually be called. We were originally slated for, I believe, 3 p.m., but we got on court around 4:45, and I did have some downtime because my first match did finish early. So, yeah, it's the first set was absolutely awful. I honestly felt like I was having an anxiety attack. I honestly thought it was purely physical. But after I realized a few things when it comes to my mental and emotional kind of state during a tennis match, it actually was a feeling of like a drowning sensation, but it was actually all mental. I immediately got down 0-2, and somehow I came away with the set winning 4-2. The second set went a little bit more as expected my way, where I ended up winning 4-1. So I love you very much, Chris, and I want to keep playing with you, and I'm sorry that we ended up being on the same half, specifically the same quarter of the draw. I don't think that's right, but it is what it is. And yeah, I had to take down one of my very best friends in a tournament that is super important. And I ended up winning 4-2, 4-1 in this crazy, weird format. So my next match is going to be slated for 8 p.m. It's now about 7:15. Have my cup of coffee, and if I win this next tennis match, I am guaranteed to have a spot in nationals for my division. So I'll keep you guys posted. Surprisingly, we got on a little bit before 8 p.m., a little bit on before our time, which is good for my semifinal match. And keep in mind that whoever won or whoever wins this tennis match has a guaranteed spot at nationals. And I played, I believe Elliot, my opponent, is 22 or 23, fairly young, physically stronger than me, hits a bigger ball. He's about 5'11" and either 5'11" or 6 feet tall. Two-handed backhand, righty, and just has an absolutely massive serve. We kept on holding serve, and just like any Fast Four tennis tournament format with good competition at, I would say, the 4-0 level or higher for singles, there were a lot of deuces, and that's what happened. And this kid, Elliot, or this guy, Elliot, proper term, was serving first serves at anywhere between 115 and 125 miles per hour indoors on a fast surface. And he was hitting his spots fairly well. Pretty big roundies to boot, which is not good on my part. So what are you going to do when you're outclassed, outgunned? You're going to fight. You're going to dig deep. I've always said on this channel, my greatest strength mentally is making my opponent hit winner after winner after winner to be able to win a point if they're stronger than me. And physically, I rely on my feet and my legs, which will fail me from time to time, unfortunately. That's what happens with age. And yeah, this can get really philosophical, but you have to understand that whatever you believe happens after we pass on, so to speak. After a certain age, and I believe for males, specifically for me, it's like mid to late 20s. It's not about being physically better. It's delaying the inevitable. It's delaying injuries. It's being in good shape so you don't need to have surgery or need physical therapy for your knee, for your ankle, for your hips, which I'm having massive issues with. And whatever injuries that may occur for anybody that's not just an athlete, but as a human being. It's all about delaying the inevitable. But back to the tennis match. I had some chances in the first set. In fact, we got to a tiebreak at a 3-3 because it's Fast Four. So I was up 3-1 in the tiebreak, and keep in mind it's first to 5, win by 1 for a set tiebreak. That's what I meant to say. And I specifically remember a forehand approach shot that was left really short by Elliot, and he got to it, so credit to him. And I just sliced it wide, and I have no idea why I sliced it, just unconfidence on my part, being absolutely not trusting of my strokes and my technique and all the work I've done in the past. And I pushed it long for him to have it bring 3-2. He played a good point on my serve to make it 3-3, and then he just did work. He won the set tiebreak 5-3. I was up 3-1 and lost the next 4 points, it's part of life. It's not a knock on the Fast Four. I hate the Fast Four, but it's not a knock on the Fast Four. It's a credit to him, and it's a discredit and a criticism to me as a tennis player. Simple as that. And second set came along. Score was 2. I was serving to his 3. I was up 40-30. I made an unforced error, I believe, on my backhand side to bring it to 40-all because we played no ad. And then match point. And I made another unforced error, I believe, on my backhand side as well. So I'm out of the actual main draw. So congrats to Elliot. Elliot has been following me for quite a long time. So Elliot, congrats. You have a guaranteed spot in nationals. If you don't go, please let me know so I can take your spot. But absolutely congrats. You played a phenomenal match. Your 7 or whatever UTR does not reflect what you played. I believe you played more to 10, if not maybe even 11 UTR in these conditions. So much respect for you for working your butt off for the past 12 to 18 months. And yeah, simply put, the better man won. Heartbreaking. Yeah, like last year, and I'm a little bit teary. It's just this way it works. So it's 11:30 p.m. on Friday. So there is a third place match because of the way that the tournament is kind of structured. So I'm playing the other loser of the semifinal match on the opposite end of the draw for me. So that's Sunday. That's also mixed in with the doubles, and the doubles is going to wrap up as well that Sunday. I'm playing, again, as I said, I'm playing doubles with Chris, one of my best friends. So there will be another episode of this vlog, even though in singles, I'm out of the running for a guaranteed nationals. But when it comes to this specific vlog, me and Chris still have a good, if not a very good chance of placing top 2 based on the scouting reports we've done. And even for singles for me, there's a pretty good chance that I qualify for nationals in singles as well, because if one of the 2 finalists cannot make it to nationals, the third place winner, meaning the winner of the match I play on Sunday in singles, has first rights to that spot. And then after that is the not winner of the third place match has the next claim to that national qualifier, on top of all the crazy things that might happen. And I'm going to try and work with USTA to see what the actual rules are of, like, hey, if these guys don't go, what's going to happen? So I did better than last year. It's always improvement, but there's always I wouldn't say necessarily like a high expectations of myself, but the people that are watching this, that are interested in this, and that have given me support and constructive criticism, all the same, there's nothing wrong with that, about what nationals is really like. I don't have a guaranteed spot, but I still have a pretty decent chance. So luckily, I don't play it all tomorrow. Again, today's Friday. I don't play it all on Saturday. So I am teaching a little bit tomorrow for lessons at my 2 part-time jobs, on top of playing some warm-up doubles with Chris, because I've actually never played doubles with Chris, even though he's one of my best friends, to get warmed up for Sunday. And yeah, I mean, just got to do your best and hope there's a breakthrough. So if you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And as always, happy hitting.